Hello, my name is Matthias Brummelhuis, and today I'll be giving a short presentation on the site of the cave Coupe Gauche, found in the south of France, in Montmorin. So, to give a bit of general context, this site was discovered in the 1940s. At the time, the region was home to a quarry that would eventually dig out and lead to the discovery of several prehistoric caves. And in these caves, there was evidence supporting both human and carnivorous occupation. Following this discovery between 1946 and 1961, there were excavations done, and during this time, one of the main finds over there was a pre Neanderthal mandible. So recently, this site has been reopened, more specifically in 2019 by Amélie Vialet in the bottom left, a paleoanthropologist who works at the Natural History Museum of Paris. I participated in these excavations from the 8th to the 20th of August 2022. To talk about to talk more in detail about the materials and methods of this excavation, there were two main areas. Firstly, there was the cave, which was where the main excavation happened, and then there was the post excavation, which was done outside. For the cave, there were two main areas. Entrance A, which was 7 meters up, so it was necessary to have a harness and a helmet to work there, as it was quite narrow. And it was mainly here that a lot of interesting finds were made this specific excavation season. And then the other entrance, entrance B, was also a small work area and was right next to a large hole which was made during the excavations in the 1940s. And here, an entire skeleton of a mountain lion had been discovered, which was there prior to the human occupation. So for the excavation itself, it was quite detailed excavation. We used small tools and we were very careful. And any finds that were made would be registered using a total station. So the GPS coordinates would be taken, and then later on it would be relayed to a GIS map. Moving on to the second part of this excavation, which was the post excavation, mainly done outside. Um, there it was here that we would take the sediment from the cave and put it through a water sieve to wash off all the dirt that had accumulated. And so this would let us first of all find any microfauna, because which would otherwise be very difficult without cleaning it. And of course, it would also let us see any sort of other objects that we might have missed at the time in the cave, because of the dirt surrounding it. So, other than that, there was also labeling and sorting that was done on the material in the post excavation to keep everything organized. So, from top to bottom, on the right, you can see, first of all, the entrance A, which was quite high up. It's kind of hard to tell in this photo, but you can sort of make out a harness. Right below is entrance B, so you can see two people poking their head out, and this is where the pit was made during the excavations in the 1940s. And finally, all the way at the bottom is a colleague working on the water sieve. And so, just to give you a sort of idea of how work was done there. Moving on to results, I wanted to keep this quite short because we don't have a lot of time, so I stuck to sort of the two most important finds, and then two other finds that I found interesting. The two interesting finds that I found to be interesting were a humerus of a woolly rhinoceros, which I hadn't seen before, and the skull of a cave bear. So this, along with a lot of the other faunal remains, showed that the environment at the time of the layer we were excavating, which dated back to around the Upper Paleolithic, was quite a cold and open environment. And the two most important finds were two human finds. So on the left you can see a tooth, and on top you can see a partial humerus. And so these were quite important, as it is the main objective of the site to find more proof of human occupation. And the two faunal remains, along with all the others that, of course, I didn't show, and a paleontological records, are in have the goal of reconstructing the paleo environment of the entire site. Which and so these are the two main objectives of this site. So, in conclusion, the excavation is likely to continue in the coming years, and we can hope already with the finds that we have found this excavation season that with time, even more interesting finds will be discovered, and I believe that this will become a very scientifically important excavation. Thank you for your time.